What's up, guys? Probably gonna be my last vid of 2012. Um, I'm just gonna talk about a couple of these fights really quick and give my opinions on them. Um, just give my quick thoughts. You got Devon Alexander versus Kell Brook coming up. Really looking forward to this fight. Um, a lot of people have been pretty down on Devon Alexander in the past, but to me, his win over Maidana, um, you know, at least in my eyes, it definitely showed that he pretty much turned the page in his career. He looked really good out there. He looked confident. And I think he's a really good all around fighter. I don't think he's one of those fighters who does anything great. He's not known for like knockout power or anything like that, but he's just a good boxer. He gets in there, he moves, and he's starting to seem like the type of fighter. He's starting to seem a little bit like a Timothy Bradley type of guy to where he does whatever he has to do to win the fight. You know what I mean? Like he adjusts that game plan. Like he has that type of mind to where he takes every fight differently. You understand? This is gonna be a huge step up in competition for Kell Brook. Kell Brook hasn't faced anybody on the caliber of a Devon Alexander. And Devon Alexander has faced guys um arguably pretty much better than Kell Brook. You know what I mean? Um Now, how he's done against those guys, whatever. Um, but at the end of the day, he does have notable wins. And he's been in there with world class competition. So it's a huge step up for Kell Brook. It's a lot of pressure on Kell Brook because I mean, if you lose that fight, it's kind of like where do you go? You know what I mean? I mean, even as good as Devon Alexander is, if you can't beat Devon, then I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's safe to say that you might have reached your plateau. You know what I mean? It's not to say that you're done or anything like that. Kell Brook can still go out there and do his thing, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be one of those things where people are going to look at it as you can't really hang in there with the top guys. Um, so a must win for Devon, must win for Devon Alexander, and Kell Brook as well. Definitely a must win for these guys. And if I had to pick, I'd choose Alexander, man. Like I said, he's one of those guys who gets in there and he does what he has to do to win the fight. Um, like I said, real discipline, good movement. Um, so yeah, I see Devin pretty much taking that one, and Alexander's starting to build a really nice resume. If he gets that win over Brook, like I see him doing, you're gonna have to start really looking at Alexander as like, wow, he's putting together some wins now, and he's fighting guys too. You gotta respect that he's fighting some of these guys. Um, so you gotta give credit where credit is due, and I think a win over Kell Brook, anybody who's probably still doubting Alexander, I think a good solid performance versus Kell Brook will definitely um change some opinions on him. But yeah, I think he's a solid guy. Um, Another fight I'll talk about real quick is Lucas Matthysse versus Hank Lundy. Another big fight coming up. Another big fight. Looking forward to this one a lot. Um, who am I picking in this fight, man? I gotta pick Lucas Matthysse, man. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, and this is no knock to anybody at 140, but who out there would you guys really pick to beat Lucas Matthysse at 140? It's the guy. I don't know. He's pretty much to me shown that he's pretty much the guy at 140. So until I see somebody really give it to Lucas Matthysse, if I see his name on a fight, I'm picking him to win. It's that simple. But this is boxing where you got to understand anything could happen. And upsets, rarely even surprise me these days. There's no reason why Lundy can't get in there. He's gonna have to come in there really conditioned. When you're facing a guy with that type of power, you got to be able to move in there, and not only that, but your body just has to be in great condition because you're taking those shots. And you still have to be able to perform out there. And those shots are taking a lot out of you. That's draining. Along with the energy that you're burning in the ring. Um, so he's gonna have to go in there, and then he's gonna have to, throw a lot of punches. He's gonna have to throw a lot of punches and at the same time be slick and not be there to get hit. You know, um, interesting fight, man. And the winner of that fight is gonna move on and get some interesting opportunities. Um, the winner of that fight will probably face the winner of the Amir Khan Danny Garcia 2 fight. I know you guys are gonna say I'm looking past Sav Judah, man. But you know, that fight to me is a toss up as far as Danny Garcia between Zab. Um, but at the end of the day, I just got to go with history until you know it is what it is. I'm just saying most likely Danny Garcia is probably gonna beat Zab. Um, and then the winner of Hank Lundy versus Matthysse is gonna fight the winner of Khan Garcia 2, which that fight right there, whichever way you slice it, whether it's Garcia Matthysse, Khan Matthysse, however you slice it, that'll be an interesting fight. Heck, what about how about the losers fighting each other? What if Khan loses and then Lundy loses? How about Khan versus Lundy? I mean, there's good fights out there, man. So I just like the way 140 just fits out. Like there's so many good fights at 140. Right now, for me, it's just the most entertaining division out there because of the guys that you got down there. Um, but a lot of these divisions are really heating up. The landscape is really changing. So we'll see what happens in 2013, man. I'm gonna keep a sharp eye out for what's going on, and hopefully we really get some good fights. So far, it sounds like we might have some big fights coming. But let's see what happens. So those are my thoughts, man. You guys, be cool. This will probably be my last bit of 2012. So yeah, peace.